Hi, my name is Ashley Ballard, and it is a joy to join you on this video. In this moment, I want to talk with you about coming into finding your balance and structure and being flexible. When you think about a body, your body, flexibility is a challenge unless you stretch a lot. So one of the things that I thought about, or myself during um, staying at home to keep safe, and during this pandemic, I felt like I was being stretched. But when I think about stretching, and I definitely don't stretch as often as I should, it often is painful. However, I know that it is good for me because it has lots of benefits to help with your posture. Even it helps with your ability to breathe properly, and it helps with your joints and your ligaments. And so there's a benefit to stretching. And if you're like me and you don't stretch often, it can be painful. But something that I noticed, that even if it's been a little while since I've stretched, even though there's some pain in the stretching, it also feels quite good. I can, in that moment, find like this is good for me. This feels like a form of relief. So, even in challenging times like those that we're currently living in, if you see it like stretching, and yes, it may be painful, but if you see it like stretching your body, then you can begin to come into understanding in your mind and say, but this, something in this might be good. But the good can only come if that's what we choose to focus on. So finding the flexibility, now, also in other terms, meaning we experience a disruption. Life is not what we once saw it as, or it's not what it was in 2019. And some of you may still be off of work if you were working, or maybe some of you returned to work. Nevertheless, even if you are working, there's so many different policies and procedures that are changing. It's just nothing is certain for us right now. So flexibility in that sense is very important as well, where you are not allowing yourself to become so consumed with those things again that are not within your control, and you were choosing, making a conscious decision to be flexible, to just roll with the changes, and knowing that in your doing so, you were freeing yourself from some stress that you could experience. But then at the same time, you want to begin to find a way to build a structure for yourself. So if things are different, if you are not on the same schedule that you once had, how can you begin to help yourself feel a little bit more normal and balanced by creating a solid structure for yourself? Right? So just because things had changed doesn't mean that you have to just sit in it and wait for it to magically happen. You do have some power to build a structure for yourself as well, and to also find the balance that you need so that you don't feel so off kilter and abnormal. There is a way to begin to normalize, come into normalcy for yourself. And so one of the things that you want to do to be able to find balance and build structure for your life as you still remain flexible, because we do know that there are still a lot of things outside of our control, is you want to begin to prioritize your basic physical needs. Now, I do believe that a lot of us are doing an excellent job with this rather, but maybe you can do a little bit better, because we do know, like even I just said, I'm not stretching that often, but stretching is a part of exercise. So we want to be exercising. We want to make sure that we're getting proper sleep. We want to make sure that we're eating nutritious foods. And these are all forms of basic self-care. Next, we want to make sure that we are taking time each day to just care for ourselves emotionally and intellectually and spiritually. It is important for each of us to remember that we are holistic beings consisting of a mind, a body, and a spirit. So you want to schedule short times throughout the day, or periods throughout the day, especially if you are still, I'm going to say, fortunate to be home. Shifting your perspective. Don't seeing it as not seeing it as a disadvantage, but finding the beauty in being home, right? So if you are home more than you ever have been in your life, still in this time, well, find opportunities to read more. So this is helping your mind. Taking time to pray and meditate. This is tending to your spirit. And then, for your body, going on walks, taking in the fresh air, especially while we're still in the summer months. Depending on where you are, you may be coming close to autumn into then soon the winter. So this is taking care of your mind, your body, and your spirit, okay? And then finally, you want to make some activities and find some time to cultivate joy. You can make joy happen because joy is an internal thing that we can actually go inside and choose it. Whereas happy is so circumstantial and it really depends on what's going on around us. But you are able to make joy. You are able to prioritize it and create enjoyable moments for yourself each and every single day. But it's all in about choosing joy and choosing to not focus on what's outside of your control. And that is how you begin to create these enjoyable experiences for yourself. So remember, you are a whole being consisting of a mind, a body, and a spirit. So you want to tend each and every single day to your mind, to your body, and to your spirit. And these are the very simple, basic, foundational steps that you can take to really coming into a balanced life again, to having structure again, and all while you do both of those things, you're still remaining flexible, but you're growing. You're growing mentally, you're growing spiritually, and you are staying healthy physically. So I do hope this was helpful for you. I do hope that you find the right balance and structure as you remain flexible in your living, as you continue to tend to not just your mind and body, but also your spirit, because you are a whole being.